Magic Treehouse Book Number 8, Blizzard of the Blue Moon, by Mary Poe Osborne. Chapter 2, Who Are They? Snow blew into the treehouse. Jack and Annie wore wool coats, hats, and mittens. Jack's canvas backpack had turned into a leather bear face with buckles and a shoulder strap. Jack and Annie looked out the window. Below the treehouse was a wide, snow-covered field that ended in a wall of evergreen trees. Beyond the trees was a city skyline. "This is definitely New York," said Annie. "See the Empire State Building? Remember our visit to the top?" She pointed to a far-away building that rose above the others. "This must be Central Park. I remember that big field." "Yeah, I do too," said Jack, "but we've landed in New York in 1938. It was different back then." He opened the research book and read from the introduction. The city of New York is the largest city in the Western Hemisphere. It covers an area of 322 square miles. Jack closed the book. "Whoa! Even in 1938, New York was a huge city," he said. "This is going to be like looking for a needle in a haystack." "I'll read our mission poem again," said Annie. She read the first verse aloud. "The very last unicorn is now wild hidden by those who have put him under a spell." "Okay, so this unicorn was put under a spell," said Jack. "And he must be hidden somewhere in New York, or a murder wouldn't have sent us here." "Right," said Annie. She read the next verse. "For centuries, for decades, from the afternoon at the end of November, before the blue moon." "What's a blue moon?" asked Annie, looking it up. "I've heard the expression before." "It's when you have two full moons in the same month," said Jack. "It doesn't happen very often." "Oh," said Annie. She read on. "He will wake once more and be free to go home. If you call out his name, David Flower of Rome." "Wait, does that mean the unicorn's name is David Flower of Rome?" asked Jack. "I guess," said Annie. She read on. "You must coax him to stand. Once his name is spoken, his chain will break, and the spell, too, will be broken. Then a young girl must love him and show him the way, lest he be trapped forever on public display. If he loses this chance to rise in the park, all magic will fade from his heart to his heart." "So I'm the young girl," said Annie, "and I have to help him get home, or his magic will fade away forever." "Right," said Jack. "Okay, let's review. There was a unicorn on public display somewhere in New York City. He's under a spell. The spell runs out in late November before a blue moon, but he'll only wake up when someone calls his name, which is David Flower of Rome. Then a young girl, you, must love him and show him the way home." "Great," said Annie. "Let's get started." "Get started? How?" said Jack. "Maybe we should talk to some New Yorkers," said Annie. "We can ask them if they know anything about a unicorn in New York City." She looked out the window. "There's some people in the park right now." Jack looked out. Through the fallen snow, he saw girls crossing the field carrying skates. He saw two people standing on top of a small hill. One wore a cape and the other a long raincoat. "If we start asking people about unicorns, they'll think we're crazy," said Jack. "Who cares?" said Annie. "Maybe someone will at least know something that can help us. Let's go down." She started down the ladder. Jack quickly packed up their books. He buckled his bag and followed her. When they stepped onto the ground, Jack and Annie looked around. The skaters were gone. The two people on the hill was gone too. "Where did everybody go?" said Jack. I don't know, but we'll find someone else. Come on, said Annie. Jack and Annie started across the wide field. The snow was falling fast and fiercely. The wind blew harder. Look, a frozen pond, said Annie, pointing. That must be where the skaters were coming from. Wet snow stuck to Jack's glasses. He wiped them off so he could see. No one was skating on the pond now. Whirlwinds of powdery snow soared over the ice. They kept trudging through the snow. Hey, look, remember that? Said Annie. What? Said Jack. He wiped snow off his glasses again. Here's a merry-go-round. Oh, yeah. On their trip to New York with their Aunt Mallory, they had taken a ride on it. But now the riderless painted horses looked sad and lonely. I feel like we're the last living creatures in Central Park, said Jack. Which way do we go now? Asked Annie. Which way did we come from? It was hard to see anything in the white haze of the falling snow. The buildings bordering the park and the skyscrapers in the distance had disappeared. Let's see what our book says, said Jack. He unbuckled his leather bare face and pulled out the research book. He found a picture of Central Park and read, Central Park is a vast natural area in the middle of New York City. The park has 32 miles of winding footpaths and covers 840 acres of the land. It has rock formations, wood, and many bodies of water. It also has... Okay, got it, said Annie. It's a big park. Is there a map that shows where we are? Jack tried to read from the index, but the wind and snow made it impossible. He stuffed the book back in his bear case. Forget it, he said. Let's just try to get out of the park. Jack and Annie turned away from the lonely merry-go-round and walked around the snow. A gust of wind blew Jack's cap off. As he turned around to grab it, he saw a couple walking a short distance behind them. The two people looked like teenagers. They were walking with their heads bowed against the wind. The girl wore a dark cape with a hood. The boy wore a hat and a tan raincoat with a belt. Hey, look, Jack said to Annie. But in a moment the wind shook the trees. The big clumps of snow fell from the branches. Jack and Annie ducked and covered their heads. When the wind died down, Jack looked around for the couple. They're gone now, he said. Who gone? Said Annie. What do you see? Two teenagers, I think, said Jack. A boy and a girl. We saw them earlier from the treehouse. I think they might be following us. Wait a second, said Annie. Two teenagers, a boy and a girl, following us? What does that remind you of? A big smile crossed Jack's face. Teddy and Kathleen, he said. Think about it, said Annie. On our last mystery missions, it seemed that Teddy and Kathleen are always nearby, wearing the excuses, ready to help us when we needed it. Right, said Jack. We could sure use their help now. He turned around. Hello, he shouted. Hello, Annie yelled, but the wind answered them with a howl. More clumps of snow blew down on Jack and Annie. Let's keep going, said Annie. They'll find us sooner or later. They always do.